The United States has just sent a new wave of military aircraft into the Caribbean, and analysts are warning the region is entering a highly tense phase. In the last week, combat rescue aircraft and aerial refueling tankers have been deployed to bases in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and the U.S. Virgin Islands as part of an expanding U.S. military effort in the southern Caribbean. These include HC-130 Combat King and Jolly Green helicopters, plus Strat tankers and Pegasus tankers, all designed to keep other aircraft in the air longer and support complex missions far from home bases. At the same time, highly advanced combat aircraft, including Growlers and F-35 stealth fighters, have been spotted operating in or near the region. But what does this really mean? Why are these planes there? And could all of this be leading to something much bigger than the official explanation? Let's break it down. The arrival of combat rescue aircraft is one of the most telling elements of this deployment. The HC-130 Combat King is designed to support long-range missions deep over open water or hostile environments. It can refuel helicopters mid-air, coordinate rescue operations, and act as an airborne command platform. Meanwhile, the Jolly Green helicopter is built specifically to recover personnel under extreme conditions. It carries defensive systems, advanced sensors, and crews trained to operate when situations suddenly escalate. Alongside them are Stratotankers and Pegasus aircraft, which allow fighters and surveillance planes to remain airborne far longer than normal. Taken together, these aircraft don't just support training. They support sustained operations where endurance, flexibility, and rapid response are critical. And that raises an important question. Why deploy this level of support unless planners are preparing for scenarios where aircraft may be operating under real pressure? One of the most strategically important aircraft reported in the region is the Growler. This is not a standard fighter jet. The Growler is a dedicated electronic warfare aircraft designed to disrupt radar systems, jam communications, and interfere with air defense networks. In modern warfare, controlling the electromagnetic spectrum can be just as important as controlling the air itself. When growers are deployed, they often operate alongside other fighters, silently shaping the battlefield by blinding sensors and confusing tracking systems, sometimes without being noticed at all. The presence of Growlers near Venezuela sends a clear signal. The U.S. military is preparing not just to fly, but to operate in contested airspace. So why bring electronic warfare platforms into the Caribbean now? And what systems might they be quietly studying or testing? Another key element in this buildup is the reported presence of U.S. Air Force F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters. The F-35 is one of the most advanced combat aircraft in the world. Its stealth design allows it to operate with a very low radar signature, while its sensors collect vast amounts of information, not just for the pilot, but for other aircraft, ships, and command centers. Unlike older fighters, the F-35 isn't just a shooter. It's a flying intelligence node. Its deployment to the Caribbean suggests a focus on surveillance, data collection, and rapid response. The aircraft can map radar systems, monitor air traffic, and share real-time intelligence across an entire force. Once again, the question becomes unavoidable. If this is only about routine operations, why deploy some of the most advanced stealth aircraft available? As these assets arrive, flight tracking data has shown F-18 Super Hornet jets operating deep over the Gulf of Venezuela, extremely close to the country's airspace. In at least one case, analysts noted that an F-18 may have turned off its transponder, making it invisible to civilian tracking systems like flight radar. This matters because aircraft don't disable transponders during casual patrols. Doing so reduces visibility and increases uncertainty. And this isn't the first time similar patterns have been observed with Growlers and even B-52 strategic bombers which have flown near Venezuela's northern coastline in recent days. Is this about testing reaction times? Or is it about sending a message, one that doesn't need words? Perhaps the most dramatic development is the movement of the USS Gerald R. Ford, the most advanced aircraft carrier ever built into the Caribbean after departing from St. Thomas. This carrier isn't just a ship. It's a floating air base. The Ford carries a powerful air wing that includes multi-role fighters, electronic warfare aircraft, airborne early warning planes, and multiple helicopter squadrons. It is escorted by destroyers equipped with advanced missile defense and strike capabilities. From its position at sea, the carrier can project power hundreds of miles in every direction, day and night. Deploying such a vessel so close to rising tensions is never accidental. So what role is the Gerald R. Ford meant to play here? Deterrence, presence, or preparation? Beyond the carrier itself, additional U.S. naval vessels and aircraft have been reported operating throughout the Caribbean. Bases like Roosevelt Roads in Puerto Rico are seeing renewed activity, while air and sea patrols appear to be increasing in frequency. Even commercial aviation has felt the effects with reports of close encounters between civilian aircraft and military planes operating without visible transponders. a sign of how crowded and complex the airspace is becoming. At the same time, regional governments are watching closely, adjusting their own military postures as activity intensifies. The Caribbean, long seen as relatively stable, is beginning to feel like a strategic crossroads once again. Officially, U.S. authorities describe these deployments as part of ongoing security and regional stability efforts. But the scale, diversity, and sophistication of the forces involved suggests something more deliberate. Combat rescue aircraft, electronic warfare jets, stealth fighters, strategic bombers, and a carrier strike group don't arrive together by coincidence. So, the final question is this: is the Caribbean entering a new era of military tension? And are we witnessing the early stages of a much larger strategic shift? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. The situation is evolving quickly, and the